Welcome back everyone to theCUBE. Here at our CUBE's New York Stock Exchange studio, I'm John Furrier, host of theCUBE. Of course, we have our Palo Alto studio connecting Silicon Valley and Wall Street. Technology is the market, and there is an architectural shift happening. This is our NRF Trailblazers. Their retail is transforming. Marina Petrova is here, CEO and co-founder of Intentful, innovative company, startup, really making an impact on thinking differently. Great to see you again. Thanks for coming back into theCUBE.
Thank you.
You're a CUBE alumni now, second time on, appreciate it.
Thank you, thanks for inviting me.
The retail NRF show, the Trailblazers, the leaders in retail have all come in and saying the same thing, that the people who get on board with AI at the beginning, leaning in, just getting going, are getting benefits from the agentic, getting benefits from all the intelligence that's coming into what is essentially a distributed computing. Your thesis is that there's an architectural shift happening in the ad industry.
Yes.
Now, ads are very contextual, they're very behavioral. They're like a perfect fit
Yes.
for the AI disruption. What is your vision on this architectural shift?
So there are so many things happening obviously with AI, and everyone talks about AI is everywhere. What I believe is happening, and no, actually let me go back a step. For the last 100+ years, all marketing, communications, advertising has been one way, speaking at customer. We cannot interact with ads, right? So from TV screens, from billboards, it's all one way. AI now makes it possible to change that. And so what's happening is, think we used to have static advertising, then we had digital, and now it's becoming interactive. So the brands, the advertisers, are now, until now, they have been basically leaving revenue on the table because there is no mechanism. If someone sees an ad and they're interested in a product, there is no way for a brand to connect with that customer in the moment of intent. So instead they have to go back and repeat the same message over and over and over until someone actually buys. What's possible with AI right now, and this is what we are building at Intentful, is we're building an infrastructure to make brands interactive, which means ads can speak with customers. So if I have a question, if I see an ad, if I have a question, and then the ad can respond back in real time, right within the ad space on behalf of the brand. The value that it brings to the brand is being present in the moment of intent, and therefore shortening that path to purchase.
It's an active model, if I understand you correctly. Now I remember, I'm old enough to remember all the MarTech stacks, Web 2.0 generation, email marketing, website, data. There was all this kind of analytics around, go figure out what the intent is, the customer journey. It was almost a post-mortem data aggregation play.
Right.
Which is great, you can get data, oh well, people change our page. So it was designed to be prescriptive to like maybe laying out a web page or formatting an email, doing an A/B test. Now you're starting to see things like on TV when I watch Amazon, interact with the ad.
Right.
So this idea of active real-time engagement is hot. AI is clearly showing that.
Yes.
There's no debate. I don't think there is a debate, but if there's a debate, you look at OpenAI, you just do things. So, okay, if that's happening, what do you see? What are you guys doing to saying, how do you know the intent? What's the mechanism? What's the solution that you guys envision? Or do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, I do agree, absolutely 100%. And what's the intent with the company Intentful for a reason? So until now, absolutely, analytics, everything, a lot has been possible. But all of that was, for the most part, quantitative. You never know who the actual person is. And it still can be anonymized, but beyond demographics and some behavioral signals, we don't really know who the person is, who the customer is. And I'm not even going to talk about the focus groups and surveys because I just don't even get me started there because they are not really representative. So what's happening now with interactive ads is because a brand can interact with the user, with the customer in the moment of intent, a brand, again, anonymized, but can see the actual qualitative component and think what happens when it is at scale. And think when that intent data compounds and you can start using it more and more. So it takes all of the engagement and understanding of the customer to a completely different level.
And what is your approach on the product and solution? You're thinking what's out there. What do you have out there now? Share some
Yeah.
momentum.
I'm so proud to talk about this. So what we do is we're a technology company, so we operate at the intersection of brand communication and AI, and we enable brands to become interactive, intelligent entities. So we build the infrastructure that makes brands interactive.
So you want brands as customers.
Yes, yes. So, but also agencies, also everyone in the ecosystem, because there is additional value not just for the advertiser, but for all players in the ecosystem. So what we do is there is a brand, and right now, let's say it's in control of its marketing communication. Once it becomes interactive, that interactive brand can live within ads, commerce, content everywhere. There is a touch point. We make it possible for that interaction to happen so that all of the responses are on brand, governed according to what that enterprise B2C brand wants to do. We have a global patent pending for this, actually, and we started, it's live in market, commercially active. We started deliberately with our first segment was travel and tourism, because it's so obvious that people have been asking questions. And speaking of intent, we're seeing some amazing things. So what the marketers assumed about their customers, whereas what they're seeing in the ads, what kind of questions people ask, it's like two different worlds.
So how do you get the distribution? Because you got the brands on one side,
Right.
That's a great customer profile, they have the need. But with all these omni-channel mechanisms, could be a TV, a phone, a back end, does that play into your side, or is that more of the brands, say a brand sponsors a, TV program or a documentary on Netflix or Amazon or, an electronic billboard or anything?
Right. That's the whole idea, so that we can plug into existing ecosystem. So the brand continues using the channels that they already have, be it TV or display or anything, and then that interactivity element is added into it. So we're integrating into existing formats. It's been quite an interesting experience, to be honest, and fortunately it works everywhere. We always, of course, say it's a new product, go ahead and test it. We have some very cool customers like Visit Florida Keys, Visit Lodi.
And how are they using it? What are they used in?
So most of them started with display ads, just because this is something that you can relatively quickly launch. And so, for example, Visit Florida Keys, it's a beautiful imagery, of course, it's a beautiful destination. And so the way the ad is designed is that engages people not just to click and go to the website.
Online ads.
But just start the conversation right within the ad space and get the responses right there.
So you're building that kind of like direct response, closed loop data at the same point.
Yes.
What platforms are popular now for your expansion? So you're growing now. You have what? Online's obviously digital.
Yes.
Are there other form factors? I just made up, electric billboards, and TV. But I'm seeing, things on Amazon.
Right.
They control that.
Right.
I'm sure they're selling it.
So the way we have always been thinking that it should go way beyond just a standard ad size, because what's possible now, it no longer needs to stay in a box. It can now extend to a consumer device. So if you see an ad on a billboard or in a print magazine anywhere, there is a way to interact with that, even through a simple
Could
QR
be a QR,
code.
QR codes,
And then the conversation, the ad continues on the user device, and it no longer needs to be limited to 30 seconds. It can continue indefinitely. And for a brand, it's like, oh my God, this is the customer interacting with my brand.
So you're providing a technology platform for the brand. So let's just say theCUBE's a customer. Just making this up, but love to be a customer. I could provide a QR code and then intelligently have the system understand who that is. Or do I have to create multiple QR codes? I put a QR code on the screen, like here is not one, but I could one in the future. I could have a direct response vehicle with the QR code.
You just need one. You just need one. So what we would do is we would, and we'd love to have you as a customer. So we would create an AI model that is specific to you. So that would be the theCUBE AI that knows everything that you would like it to know, speaks in your tone, voice, and the standard thing. And then
actually, thecubeai.com is a site people can go to. We actually have our AI there. But go ahead, continue.
Okay.
Plug.
And so then that is being integrated into multiple channels where your team decides that you want to be represented, and then if I interact with your ad, or someone from these guys interacts with your ads, or someone from the street, it's still the same QR code, but we will all be getting responses according to our intent and according to the information that we want to get. So it's...
That's a big add value because most people have to create custom QR codes to match some swim lane or some mechanism.
And that's exactly one of the other tectonic shifts, I would say, that is happening. So one is moving from static digital to interactive. The other one is making the brand interactive. And the third one, the marketing community has been trying to figure out personalization for decades now. And now this is a completely different game. You don't need 1,000 creative variations. You just need one AI.
All right, so the personalization is the killer app. The accesses now with AI could be voice activated, QR code, all that's happening. What's the secret sauce for your technology that makes it different?
It's a great question. So it's making that brand interactive, and that's making AI respond on behalf of the brand within the guardrails and guidelines of the brand. Enterprise B2C brands, as you can imagine, are very strict about every single word, every single pixel, every single everything. And so our technology brings all of that together so that the brand can be comfortable and the brand equity is therefore preserved.
What's interesting is that with AI, even just on the non-automated piece that you're doing, there's a lot more variations of the interaction. So I recently bought a pair of skis prior to this winter. You know, pair of Vocals, one of my favorite pairs. I have other skis I like too. But I'm like, okay, I was an expert skier, now I'm older. I interacted with the AI that coached me through, I might like this one, because I'm carving more, less bumps, as an example, just a skiing analogy. But I could see that playing out as a contextual linchpin to a brand having much more interactive piece, because my intent was to buy a pair of skis. What they didn't know was what I was thinking.
So there are so many angles on how this can be turned as it evolves, as the technology evolves. With brands and AI, there are kind of two sides now. One is when AI speaks for the brand without brand being in control. Right now, in that one-way communication, brand is always in control. Now AI defines the brand, and the brands are still not really, they are not there yet. They don't really fully understand. And what's happening...
On the ad side, they have their old school mechanisms.
Right. And what's happening now, I was just doing the session this morning for a CPG coffee company, and I was explaining to them how their brand is becoming distributed. So it's no longer that they're in control, but it is distributed across multiple points. So that's one thing, that the technology that is not our technology, that's OpenAI technology, Anthropic, Google, whoever, so they are speaking for the brand. And then there is another side, which is engagement on behalf of the brand, which is our technology where they control it.
Well, you guys just got awarded, I saw in the news, Best Ad Tech Startup at a Silicon Valley M&A Tech Connect last week.
Yes.
Tell me why you guys won that award. What was the fanfare?
So that's an event that is
M&A awards.
M&A.
Looking at a little M&A action.
So yes. So that is, as far as I know, the nomination is by a VC committee, and so that means a lot, when you talk, not only just, obviously, consumer is always important, the market is always important, but also when you have VC believing that probably there is a potential in what you're doing, that feels good, I have to say.
Well, Marina, I got to say, you guys, I know you're fundraised, that's words out, kind of out in the streets, not public information, but usually M&As happen when people are fundraising. So I'm glad things are going great for you, great to see you.
Thank you.
Final question, what are you focused on now? What's your plan?
So we are going into fundraising right now, as you mentioned, and we are growing really, really quickly because there is this opportunity now when the market starts understanding what AI can do. The adoption is sort of catching up. And we're in a unique situation when, and I'll maybe sound arrogant, but no one else is doing this. So we are in the land grab mode. And
land grab mode, I love that. And brands actually want to have direct relationships with consumers, B2C, B to B2C. The direct response, interactive is blurring. The engagement in the organic brands are distributed. But intelligence can generate value out of that. That's where you're going.
Yes, that's exactly where we're going, and that compounding intent
Yeah.
data flywheel is something
Right.
that I have dreams about at night.
Well, thank you for coming on our Retail Leaders Series.
Thank you.
Recently in NRF, we celebrated a lot of innovators. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for
All
your
right,
time.
we're talking
Thanks
all
for
the
having me.
leaders on the Retail Trailblazers series. You know, AI is bringing intelligence. That's going to be smarter transactions, more efficiency, but ultimately a better personal experience. As AI comes in as a force multiplier, a lot more value is going to be created. A lot of startups coming out of the woodwork, growth opportunities. We're doing our part here on theCUBE to bring you the action. I'm John Furrier. Thanks for watching.